Hey, shalom, shalom. Bakim, first thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel of brothers, not the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a lesson through the spirit. It's this Indian guy, Indian man. He says, gives warning of what's happening in India. I will play the video, but unfortunately, I'm not going to do that due to YouTube's strict, stringent policy on certain things to say regarding the baby sword. He's basically going into how the lockdowns and how people were being coerced and scared into submitting to the Great Reset. And that's pretty much in a roundabout way what he was talking about on how the media is promoting hysteria and fear. And because of the media, everybody is, being duped by the said endeavor of what's happening in the world today. Okay, which we already know what it is, but I only can speak on it very sporadically. So what I would do, as you've seen, I just made a copy of this link and I will put it in the description. So therefore, you brothers and sisters out there that may tune in to my lessons, you can actually watch him what he's saying and you can put two and two together. But nonetheless, man, he's basically telling you how Esau, Edom is nothing but a bunch of damn devils. And this is the same paradigm they're using, the same way they used back in Wuhan. This is the same system or scenario that they're going to buy to create hysteria in the eyes of the public. Okay? So these are certain comments. Let's see here. Certain comments here. And you can pretty much get what he's talking about through some of the comments that the people are leaving. So I'm going to go through some of them. It said this is exactly the same as in America. It says exactly the first thing that came to my mind too, yet we see it too. And what they're talking about is how they're using the media to hype up this hysteria, this Trump charge, so to speak, because media goes into witchcraft or medium, okay, which means to, it's sorcery. Because matter of fact, let me look it up. Word search. Media. Etymology. Okay. So let's find it here. Media or medium. Let's see. Let's look up medium. Because it says a technical term in advertising, a plural of medium as intermediate agency. So let's look up medium. It says a middle ground quality or decree which holds a middle place or position, center, interval, adjective of between the middle or mythos, which means the mediator, which means between the news and the current events. The people are pretty much functioning on what's being put in the media. Okay, it says many of secondary senses are veered through notion, intervening substance through which a force or quality is conveyed. It says one's environmental condition, which grew into the meaning of media. It says in spiritualism, a person who conveys spiritual messages, a medium, okay, like a witch almost. It says by painting in reference to oil, watercolor, the notion is liquid with pigments or ground and mixed to desired fluidity, which means spiritualism, a person that conveys a spiritual message. Yep. So basically, this is how they get their poison or their potion out to the people. Okay, because it says a means of instrumentality or storing, communicating information, which is the news, but it's all falsehood. It says the surrounding environment and intervening substance through which signals can travel as a means for communication. The dead, necromancy, same thing. Going back on what Saul basically consulted Samuel from the grave through the witches of Endor. Okay, she was basically a medium for that, communicating with the dead. Yep, it says someone who serves as an intermediary between the living and the dead, spiritual mediums. Yep, so that's the point on that. So this sorcery, this witchcraft, everybody believes the news. So if the news say, well, look, we're going to have an outbreak of smallpox tomorrow, then the people are going to consent to it because they put their trust in Esau's media. All right, so this is the book of Psalm 73. And I'm going to start at verses 6. Matter of fact, I start at 5. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Right, because Esau was blessed with the fatness of the earth. So it makes sense that they got the banks, they got the better neighborhoods, they have the media, they have the cops on their side. You know, they can live in a nice, wealthy land without being evicted or having to come up with money for rent or light bill because, hey, they're not in trouble as other men. It says, therefore, pride can pass them about as a chain and violence cover them as a garment. And this is the reason why the elites are going forth with the Great Reset because, in their mindset, they know that nothing is going to happen to them. They're like, well, we have the power, we have global domination, nobody's going to do anything to us without our consent. But they didn't consider Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai being in control of all things. You know, it says violence covered them as a garment because this is nature. Scriptures say, with thy sword thou shalt live. So if you look at his military, his media is a form of that sword, that witchcraft, because just off the news alone and off these numbers and the fear tactics that they're using to push on people are ultimately conceding into this design. That's why you see face covering, people going down to get the baby sword. You know, people are lining up around the block to get the potion, so to speak. Not even doing their research, but just because, you know, Dr. F and Gates from Hell and, you know, this guy Jim Crow Joe is bringing out certain information about how bad, quote unquote, of a situation we're currently in. The people are getting afraid by that, and in order to continue their normal lifestyle, they're gonna go whatever it takes in order to get back to their wicked way of life. Which you can't even trust these people because, for the simple fact, when have they ever told you the truth or benefited us? Everything they have told us has been a lie. So why believe them now? You know, it says their eyes stand out with fatness and they have more than a heart can wish. It's right, because in their mindset, the Great Reset, aka the NWO, that's the end game. And that's the end game for them, because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is not going to allow for this thing to go on too much further, because it's going to go to a point that things are going to get out of hand. They're going to go door to door. They're going to be kicking in doors, putting people in prisons, okay, executing people, having people to take things against their will. And that's basically what the Elamite guy was going into, you know, which I really want to play that video. But nonetheless, like I said, I'm going to post a link in the description. You can watch it yourselves. But basically, he's exposing all. He's saying that, look, it's not even like that. This is the shit that they're pushing because they have an agenda. Okay? It says here, they are corrupt. They speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. It says, and they set their mouth against the heavens. The heavens, first and foremost, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and his men. Okay, they coming against the order that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has set up on the earth, which the prophets, we are following that order. Lord's will we be chosen. We're bringing out the precepts and we're standing on the front lines, breaking down these scriptures, man, trying to wake up the people, our people, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American. It says here, they set their mouth against the heaven and their tongue walketh through the earth. That's their think tanks. That's their media, their news program. Because right now, if I turn on the news, they're going to be talking about the see you did, you know, the baby sword, the ninja mask, so to speak. That's all they're going to be talking about on every goddamn news station. And wonder why people are out here bugging out. Because, you know, that's how they push their narrative, you know. So anyway, going back into the article here, we got the definition of media, which is witchcraft, their sorcery. This is how they control the narrative through their Jewish-led media. It says they need to start pushing back harder now. It's literally life and death for them, and if they don't, they will perish. Good luck to them. They're going to need it. Well, you saying that, but you people in America, you getting ready to face the same thing. The difference between them and you is the fact that you're stupider than them, because they already know. They are fighting with limited resources over there, so therefore they can only do so much. But you Americans, you have the luxury to have consent to anything that you pretty much want. So there's no excuse why you Babylonians are not out here raising hell on this society, man. It just doesn't make any freaking sense. Okay. Wow, and that's the spirit. Look at this. People bringing out pharmakia. That's what you call the staff of Asclepius right there. That's basically the Greek gods of medicine. And if you notice that, that's on your Blue Cross Blue Shield. That's on pretty much all your medical information. That's on the amulams, etc. The staff of Asclepius, which means the god of medicine. That's the god of the Greeks. They believed in that. And we already know that this is the Greco-Roman Empire being resurfaced anyway. So, hey, it's nothing new under the sun. But, you know, little basic things like this go beyond people's reasoning. Why? Because, hey, they're not paying attention to the signs, man. And we'll be bringing these things out. They look at us like something's wrong with us. But no, you people ultimately got the demons on you, man. You know? And these are all good videos. But, you know, like I said, you only can say certain much. Because look at these videos. It says military opening training to imprison Americans. Order out of chaos. Yep, we broke that down. Wake up now or die trying. Blue helmet stairs coming. Military training to arrest Americans. And this is how they foisted the such and such on us all. They have been mind fucking us for decades. Food as a weapon. Yep. Yep, this is all good information, man. You know? So anyway, let's go from the book of Psalms, the 64th chapter, and I'm going to end it off there. But anyway, this is the book of Psalm 64, and I'm going to start at verses 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O Yahweh, O power, and my prayer, and preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrections of the workers of iniquity." That's these elites, first and foremost. Because the typical Edomite, the peon Edomite, he's just a peon at the end of the day, man. He don't control shit that's happening in the world. He's just a freaking peon. He's getting duped by his own government. But nonetheless, that's your problem because, hey, you consented to that. It says here, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows and shoot arrows, even bitter words. You know, the talking heads. You know, you got Nancy Pelosi. You got all these senators, Lori Lightfoot, all these people that's helping promote the Great Reset. It says here that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, and suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not. Why? Because their pride. Why? Because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has not brought this devil down yet. But it's coming to a time that enough is going to be enough, man. And that's what we're waiting on. Like the Lord showed us the chariots Saturday, man. Saturday night on the Feast of First Fruits through the Spirit. And that you got this devil Esau talking about, oh, well, that was Starlink from Elon Musk. Like, get the hell out of here. How was that even Starlink when they was coming from the West? They started in Cali, and they came all the way through Cali because the brothers out there seen it. Then they ended up in Kansas City, which is west of Chicago, where I'm currently at. And all of a sudden in Chicago, we seen it out here. All the brothers, man. So come on, man. That was the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua letting us know it's time. That's why it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, and suddenly they shoot at him and fear not. Because they've been getting away with this shit. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter, and they commune of laying snares privately, and they say, who shall see them? Okay, right, because this whole thing is a trap. Like, what's my man name? What's this guy's name? Was it Charlemagne, the God that brought it out? He basically stated that, man, I don't trust what they're doing, because since when have people of color been the frontier or when have we ever been on the frontier of anybody even being empathetic or sympathetic for us or even wanted to help us out? Now, when this comes about, now all of a sudden they want to help out so-called minorities. He said, get the fuck out of here. I don't trust that. And you shouldn't. And it says, and they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, and both the inward thought of every one of them in her heart is deep. You see what I'm saying? So this is the reason why you have information like this, what you need to know about pharmakia, which is witchcraft. Okay? Why they allowed this to happen. This is people exposing them, man. You know? And these are good videos, and actually, you know what? I'm glad I am posting this on the page because you know, people can actually look and you know, research on this stuff. You know what I mean? Some of it you got to take with a grain of salt, but a lot of it is really on point. And it says, but the Most High should shoot at them with an arrow, and suddenly they should be wounded. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. So this is the reason why you have a division in Esau's world, his cabinet, because everybody through the spirit is running away. They're fighting because you got this guy Rand Paul. Allegedly, he's receiving some type of death threats or some type of threats because he's steady going against this guy, Dr. F, man. Like, you better slow his roll on that, because that dude F, he's a Amalekite. He's juiced in, man. So, hey, you piss him off enough, you may come up missing. But anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. With that, Shalom and a Baba Ball.